Hello everyone, happy Saturday. Here's Fanny Menardi. Welcome for a new video. So I feel kind of forced to do these videos. It's not for a quest of attention or cheap popularity. It's actually I get woken up in the middle of the night by the aliens. I feel really like it's a mission, a life mission, why we come on earth for at special moments, right? At key moment to redirect and guide humanity. So everything that I've been doing and trying to connect people is really so meaningful right now and for the long run. I have this crazy theory that the aliens, the gray aliens with the black eyes, are us from the future once we blow up the planet with nuclear weapons, and then we can't breathe anymore and our skin stop turning blue. I had this theory when my son and we kept having pneumonia, and he was starting to turn blue, like his skin was starting to turn blue, his lungs were, and I was like, oh, that's what it is. This is what's going to happen to humans if we keep messing up with the planet and pollutions and stuff. So that's really important. So today I'm going to make a masterclass. I hope you're going to watch till the end about, of course, politics, but also about healing and the causes of sickness, because everything is somatic. I am the queen of somatic disease, and I will explain you why, but you will see that actually it's everybody, not just, it's not just like mental health, it's everybody. So where do I start? So first, the Mandela Prize. So congratulations to the winners. They look like two amazing people who've been acting in their communities and partnering with organizations, to bring local solutions to global problems, which is really the goal of the United Nations. I feel really frustrated because I've been heartbroken and crying all week and so anxious about these results that I have like a tumor that just appeared in my breast. So I was completely freaked out all week. When you look at the Kardashians and you see them in their episodes, they have like 12 people around them all day telling them how fabulous and wonderful they are. You're doing so great. You're so amazing. Oh, that was so amazing. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. But I don't have that. When you don't have people to reassure you and you have to constantly deal with problems, you freak out a lot easier. Yesterday someone told me, oh, you look so beautiful today, and I was like, really? Because I had the shittiest week of my life. So it's just money. Yeah, I had money to go to the hairdresser now, so once you have money in your bank account, everything is easy. I love to watch all these millionaires telling you about the power of meditation. No, meditation doesn't do shit when you're broke and about to be bankrupt. I'm sorry. It's not about manifesting, just sitting there and attracting. So I've got so much to tell you. So I'm very frustrated at my network because I gave so much of myself, quality, excellence. Like I freaking worked at the distance with the International Space Federation till they came out with this paper. I really gave them the world formula to new generation spaceships and told them exactly what we're missing. Now they found it. Now we just got to implement it with SpaceX. So it's a big win. Good morning. So now we just have to implement it with SpaceX. But I'm so frustrated at my network. They ruined my life. This little game that was initiated by Robert Grant of like, everybody has to ignore that girl, she's got to do it on her own. So the spiritual communities, you have those who telling you, you have to make the way hard, or the other one, no one is coming to save you. Stop telling that. I said since the beginning, stop putting this mindset in people's mind, because then it becomes a trend. When you have millions of followers, you have a responsibility, to guide them towards being better people, not to be assholes, like selfish and greedy, who let other people die and grind. We're so immune to what's going on in the news now with the violence and dead people. Like, that you have 12 dolphins dying 100 meters from the sea, nobody gets upset, you know? So yes, okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm a little aggressive. I insulted the Ministry of Fishery over there in France, and she just took office, so it was a little, you know, but you took office and 6 months later the dolphins are still there. That would take like 3 hours to solve the problem. Okay, yes, okay, it's an operation, you have to follow them, but let me ask you something. Had I not been so aggressive with the problem, would they have pay attention as much as they did? Yes, they got pissed off, but sometimes the way to get people's attention, maybe when they have so much on their plate, right, is just to do something that's gonna wake them up or bring the attention. Okay, well, maybe now I'm the mean girl, you know, who goes and is aggressive to politician, but in the meanwhile, get off. In the meanwhile, everybody knows there's dolphins to save now. So it's a problem that's going to be brought to the table during the ocean conference. They can't just look away. Or if they do, like, okay, what would be the whole point of this very summit if this is not being solved right there, something that easy? So I don't regret it, you know. The best part actually of doing politics is to trash politicians. Otherwise, what is the point? Like Donald Trump, that's all he's been doing with the Democrats. Elon Musk just came in to slay, you know, corruption. And I'm telling you, for 2 years, I was the first one to see that something was going to happen in Ukraine. Before it even started, I even wrote to the FBI. I gave them locations and everything because I had dreams about it. And I'm telling you, this is a whole money laundering, weapon trafficking business going on. Zelensky here asking for billions and billions with our money, our taxpayer money. Okay, we're sending billions of dollars to finance the wars. So, okay, I'm not saying let Russia take over and be a doormat and don't defend yourself. But you just, in that case, you put all the efforts into the diplomatic relationships with Russia. You just negotiate and renegotiate and renegotiate. Zelensky and NATO right now, they're just about building weapons. They're filling up their pocket just like they did during COVID with the vaccines. And now you see people getting sick because they took the vaccine. So anyways, so let's talk about sickness, because you see how it's so somatic. And then I also want to talk about family. And all the things that have been addressed, because I'm so sick of hearing the same stories coming over and over. When my tumor appeared, I contacted a healer and for an artwork, and she sends me an artwork of literally all the stuff that traumatized me. Okay, so I was like, is she trying to heal me or is she trying to kill me? And that's a lot of what I see. So sometimes, just like, you know, Davi, the girl that came 5 times to live with me, and that every time it didn't work out, because every time she comes here, I get sick. And literally, she's not a bad person. She's adorable. She's a good person. Okay, I wouldn't let a bad person come into my house. I mean, unless someone else brought them in and is a freaking terrorist. But she's been on defense mode for so long that, and she's a super strong, you know, she manipulates energy. I'm not gonna say that it's good to manipulate energy. Personally, I don't do energy work and stuff like that. It's all through art and recoding through art and words. I don't do like voodoo or energy works like this, because I feel like if you don't really know what you're doing, or you're not very good yourself, you just can mess up things even more than they are. So she has been on defense mode for so long that the energies that are protecting her, right, are attacking everything that's around her. Everything that gets close to her, the energy just attack them. This is how she's trying to make her space every time she goes somewhere, which, by the way, she has family in Jacksonville, sisters, they have real estate. Okay, so I'm so tired. So if teenagers, if there is that teenagers or people who want to have families that are listening to this, please listen to my advice, because I studied before. I did all my studies. Yes, I was tired at 20 years old. I'm like, man, I've been in school for 20 years. I'm sick of it. Okay, I took a year off, traveled, then I went back to my studies. I did my bachelor's degree, then I went for a year in England. Then I came back to do my master's degree. Did my first year of master's degree. Had the opportunity to go to Peru. I went to Peru for 2 years. Then I came back to France. And I did my master's, I finalized my master's degree. Then I went to Bahrain, but by 25 years old, I had more experience in the entire world and more degrees and experience than anybody else I knew. I was literally 25 years old. I had already been like a cultural director at the Alliance Française. I had my degrees. I had been a teacher in Peru, So my coworkers, she's like, why don't you want to be a teacher? It's so convenient. It's 5 minutes away from your house. And you're such a good teacher and stuff. You have so much experience. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm a good teacher. But, I'm really good at cleaning my house too. It doesn't mean I'm a housemaid. I'm really good at cooking food. It doesn't mean I'm a chef. I'm really good at making paintings. It doesn't mean I'm just a painter. We can be many things. Look at Kim Kardashian. She's a model. She's a lawyer. She's an actress, she's a badass businesswoman. I love this woman so much. She's so beautiful. Congratulations, by the way, if you're watching, because see, that's the stereotypes, they are beautiful, but they're so stupid and superficial, that's what, or people, like the amount of hate that I see in the comments, mostly a few years ago, because now I think everybody loves her, but it was like, oh, it's easy to have to be successful when you have 5 nannies and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, but she worked for it, so you would do the same thing if you were a millionaire. You would also have 5 nannies to help you. So I think that having this degree for her is just telling the world, shut up now, I'm the queen, so proud, so awesome. And yes, a lot of people, they judge you, from that. They judge you right away. Oh, she's overconfident. Oh, she's so aggressive. Yeah, well, there's a reason why you're overconfident, because after you've been slapped the door at your face 2,000,000 times, if you don't be overconfident as a defense mechanism to keep going, then you're just gonna go in your bed and cry all day. Like I did this week. I was just lower than garbage. So yeah, you have to equip yourself with what you need to keep going. And so the energy, so she comes in, and as soon as she comes in, everybody in my house gets sick, because they're attacking you. Also, I'm not going to blame everything on her. There is your own aura. If you have breaches in your aura because of your trauma, your experience, or you're exhausted. I've been doing everything on my own for 5 years. I haven't seen my family for 5 years. I haven't had any help with my son except for my friend Marina and other friends also who watch Esteban once in a while, but it's not like having your grandma and grandpa that watch your kids every weekend so you can take a break. You know what I mean? All us single moms, we're exhausted. We do it all. And so for teenagers who are watching this, I did all my studies, then I got married. I didn't say, oh, I'm going to try to have a baby with this man to keep him. No, you do the things in order. You find someone, you see if you're ready for anything to be with each other. We were on a long distance relationship for a long time to see if it's gonna last. We got married, and even when we got married, we didn't have a kid before 3 years. Okay? So we had been 6 years together, 3 years married. Before, so see, 3 years before we got married, so we're sure that we know each other. We wanted 3 years to have a baby because we wanted to have the stability, we wanted to have a nice house and everything. Well, we didn't wait to own the house. We had the baby before that, but we were on a process knowing we were going to go buy a house. So now that woman who keeps coming and does not want to have responsibilities, does not want to work for people, want to work only for her. It's like, cool, I get it. You do that once you're all set and you don't depend on anyone and you're all set for yourself, then you can work only for yourself and do whatever you want. When you hopping from home to home and you want to benefit from other people who do stuff that you don't want to do to get what you want, you need to contribute. She came here, I gave her a list. I was like, listen, this is what I do every week, plus a couple of stuff that I don't have time to do because I'm working. But on my weekends is just cleaning. Like, my house maybe doesn't look nice from the outside, but inside, trust me, it's clean. It's like a castle. It's beautiful. So I was like, you're gonna be here. You need to relieve me from all this, and you have time all week. It will take you literally 2 entire days of cleaning, and then you have 5 days to yourself and your kids. Or you do a little bit every day. Even that was too much. She was like, I did not have time this week. Oh my God. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Whatever. Like, I didn't want to be a teacher again. I was like, that's it. I studied for politics, international negotiation. I want to be in politics and culture and stuff like that. I want to work at the United Nations. I want to have a business with my art. I want to promote all this esoteric knowledge that I know, that I've learned, that I know is real and everything. But it was not working. Okay, people, so mad at people. They were not collaborating. What can I do? I can't force them. Okay? So I have to find another way. I have to find a solution. My neighbor came in and she's like, they built this new school over there. They're looking for teachers. I was like, teacher? It took me half a second. I was like, I'm going. Okay, I'm going. I need this job. I know I can do it. I'm good at it. Okay, that's not I want to do something else. I've done this all my life. But of course they want teachers because nobody wants to be a teacher. It's hard. It's not for everyone. Like my principal says, there's 30 kids. Imagine how you freak out just being with your 1 or 2 or 3 kids, right? Because they throw tantrums and it's hard to discipline them. So imagine being stuck with 30 of them in a classroom with half of them maybe they don't want to be here, they don't want to learn it. So not only you have to be interesting as a teacher, know your stuff, that's like the basic, okay? But then you have to deliver in a way that you're disciplining them, you're guiding them, you're constantly bringing back their interest, constantly bringing back their attention. This is exhausting. So yes, we have a lot of holidays. Yes, we leave work early. Like it's for me, that's perfect setup. It's very comfortable. 5 minutes from my house. It's all that, but it's exhausting, and I'm ready for something new. So, but I'm doing it. It has saved me. I rebounced my life thanks to that. I could buy myself a new car, a safe, brand new car, so I don't have to be at the garage every week like I was with my crappy cars. I was at the garage every week. So that has a price. Then I can finally go back and see my family. I can pay off my debt. They didn't have any problem coming to my workshops when I offered all these workshops for free. Come to my house for free. Come to my workshops for free. People will come. $10. I buy everything. $10. I'm bringing the paint, the papers, the snacks, everything. $11 my workshops. People would come and not pay. I'd be like, wow, friends. I'd be like, wow, what the support. Thank you so much. The same people who want and come and live in my house. Now the other girl with her 4 kids, good friend of mine who only calls me when she needs me. Then when she has a boyfriend, didn't hear about her for a year until she got dumped again and asked me to come back and live with me. Like she wouldn't even answer my text. So let me tell you about her story also. I'm just trying to inspire teenagers and girls. They're great women. I respect them. They're great women, but bad choices. Of course, you don't regret your kids. When they're here, they're beautiful. Kids are beautiful. Once they're here, you will never regret having kids. But bad choices. If you don't come and ask people to pay the price of your bad choices. If I wanted 3 kids, I wanted a boy named Esteban, still want a girl called Marilyn, and I wanted to adopt another kid because not all the kids have this luck to have loving parents and stuff like that. That was my dream, to have my 3 kids, a boy, a girl, and a child adopted. Well, guess what? I didn't, because I wasn't feeling like I could do good enough to have another kid financially, psychologically, so she already had 2 girls with another dad. It was over and everything. She gets with a new boyfriend and they have a child. Right? They have a child pretty soon. And the baby was born a month later, or 2 days later, like really shortly after. The guy leaves her. Right? He can't stand it. Can't take it, the baby. He can't take it. It's too much. Okay? So he leaves her. There she is, having to work with 3 kids. This is when I met her at the B&B with her baby, carrying her baby, and she's working. So she found a work where she could carry her baby, our baby place, amazing. She's starting, then the baby starts growing, so she's able to take classes to become a doula. She's putting her life back on track. She becomes a doula. She starts her own business. She finds her own apartment, right? The queen energy, literally, no matter what the guys did to her, the queen puts her life back on track. Got it back together. So now is the perfect time for the guy to come back. She hooks up with the guy again. Okay, no news from her for a year. Next thing you know, I see her. She's freaking pregnant, 9 months, about to pop that baby out. And I'm like, you're pregnant with him again? Yes, okay, but this time, he's changed and stuff. Okay, he's changed. All right. 3 weeks later or a month later, the baby's like not even a month. She's like, is that okay if I come and live with you? Like, he left. He couldn't take it. I was like, of course. He couldn't take it the first time and he left. What do you think he's going to do the second time? But no, that's not enough. Let's see one more time, if I can put myself in struggle again. So now, of course, she's got 4 kids, no work because you can't work with an infant. So now she gets kicked out of her apartment because she hasn't paid the rent. Now I have to come and help them. So I did. But then the kids come here and then trash my house. I'm getting myself sick. Cleaning this house all the time? No. I made my choice is to have my peace. Okay? I'm not going to go and drag myself down and get myself sick because those people, they can't have common sense and hold their freaking dick. Okay? I'm sorry. And not have a kid until they're settled like adults. So I have no tolerance for that. No more patience. You ladies, let me tell you, for the guys, it's 2 minutes, okay, to make a baby. For you, it's your entire life. So get it together. Stop thinking that he's going to stay. If you have a baby, that's going to be fabulous, because it's not. Having a baby in pictures is fabulous, is amazing. Of course, we love them more than anything, but it's responsibilities, is no more parties, is no sex for 6 to 7 months because your body's healing, okay, you're recovering. So most likely he's going to go somewhere else or he's going to go party. Even I know some people who are even cheating on their wives while they're pregnant. So, and long after too, many years. So let me remind you, polygamy works when everybody knows about it, okay? If you're the only one who knows about it, it's not polygamy. It's being a cheater and an asshole. So, just wanted to put this out there. So that was, the 2 girls and Davy, like, sorry girls, I know I'm putting your life out there, okay? I'm just trying to help other people. I promise if I'm a millionaire one day, I will give you compensation. I will be the first one to come and help you. But right now, first baby with the guy who's aggressive. So the guy is aggressive. She has a restraining. She's putting a restraining order against him, right? But she's having a baby with that guy. Okay. So then, second baby, They're on and off with this guy. He's hooking up with another girl. He's not really sure he wants to be with her. Finally, they move in together, but he's still not sure. He still wants to hook up with all the girls. They're not. They may be breaking up, whatever. And she gets pregnant, and then he's like, "No, but we were breaking up." So I was like, "Okay, so you're on and off. You're not even sure, but you think having a baby is gonna solidify?" No, having a baby is the biggest challenge for couples. You see how many couples divorce just after they have newborns, babies, or babies is 2 years old. This is typical. So many people. So it's not gonna solidify the couple if you're not already super solid. Then if you're rich, this is another topic. When you have money, no rules apply. When you have money, you can do anything. When you have money, sickness is not a problem. You pay the hospital bill. When you have money, the baby is not a problem. You have babysitters. You have help, or you can sign them up for activities. They go to soccer team. They're educated. You can pay for private school. It's not a problem. Or if you have your career already launched, you don't have to be super wealthy, but you have a career, a stability. But come on now, if you have nothing and your guy, he can't even take care of you, how is he going to take care of your family? Then you're going to be alone, struggling for years. Then you're going to be so traumatized that you're even attacking the people that are trying to help you. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about, and I have it pretty well. So that's so sad. It's so sad, but whatever. So let's keep talking about sickness, because the somatic effect. Okay, so I want to take 3 examples and tell you a little bit also. That'd be interesting to tell you where the origin and what organ is linked with soul wounds, the wounds of the soul. You have different wounds. You have the wounds of betrayal, abandonment, injustice. I don't know, there's some others too, and you also have transgenerational trauma. So for 5 years since my divorce, and I really felt like I had no one around me. I had a few friends, but even my family. Oh, by the way, when I lost the prize, the Mandela Prize, I mean, you don't lose what you never had, but when I didn't win that, and I was at the bottom, this is actually such a gift. When you fail, this is such a gift to see who are your real friends, who are your real people, because you can see who is celebrating and waiting on your downfall, and who is happy that you fall, and who is trying to pick you up, and who is celebrating for you when you win. This is priceless, because you get to know who are your friends and who are your enemies. So don't forget. I was saying Kim Kardashian and stuff, like they have all these people telling them, "Oh, you're gonna be okay, it's okay, you're so amazing," and stuff. Me, when I call my friends to tell them, "Oh, I didn't get that prize. Oh, these people, they didn't publish my book. They never helped me." Like, okay, yes, they helped me, but you see, that's the difference why I didn't get the prize, because we didn't get the book published. We didn't get partnerships done officially, So everything is under the surface here. So yeah, it's a pot of gold that nobody wants to touch. But you guys just ruined my life, because now none of this appears on my resume. It's just, okay, that's what you want, but do other people want this? And that is so sad. But then I call my friends, to ask for comfort, and I'm like, man, like, I don't have my dream job. Like, Elon Musk about to marry his mom of his kids, and I wish them luck, happiness, because you should always choose family, unless you want to be with the hottest woman in the world and the most stubborn woman in the world, and then we can make a beautiful life and literally create spaceships, and like there is so much potential. I'm gonna make a little list actually of my resume and everything that I made for this community. But let's talk about the healing first. So keeping best for the end. So I call my friends and they're like, yeah, see, I told you, they don't give a shit about you. These guys, they're charlatans, you know, all it is business. They just want to take your money, blah, blah, blah. So it's not making you feel like, it's not making me feel like, oh yeah, let's go, you know. It's like, yeah, I told you, nobody gives a shit about you. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. All right, so I really felt like I was let down, you know, and by a lot of people, and that I didn't have no one to hold on to. And because I didn't have to want to hold on to, guess what I had from condition? I had a stroke first, like a massive stroke over a year ago. I couldn't get out of bed. I was completely blind for a week, and it took me a year to fix it and to realize that I actually had some crystals. So it's probably from that stroke, because that wasn't just the crystal. It was very violent. It was like I was throwing up. I blacked out completely. I was paralyzed. I couldn't even move my body. So I probably had a little stroke, and in the meanwhile, when I fell, my crystals, you know, we have crystals in our ears that regulate your balance, and they got displaced out of their little tunnel where they are. And so that made me lose my balance. So for a year, I pretended I was okay. I was going to work, but I felt like I was tore up on tequila for a whole year. I was just always constantly nauseous. I would like lose my balance. I was feeling awful for a year, from last April till January till finally December. I went to do like a brain scan. I was like, I think I have hemorrhagia. I think I'm dying. I don't know what's going on. I keep like falling. It's hard, you know. And finally they found out it was the crystal, and it was a very easy fix that was fixed in 10 minutes. And then I was like, look how crazy, because I keep saying I have no one to hold on to, and I lose my balance. You know, the thing that's responsible for your balance, you're falling, you don't have anyone to hold on to, manifest in your body. And when I explained this to someone, they were like, I would never have thought about it like that. And I was like, but it's obvious. And then, you know, I keep saying, I want a baby girl, and I'm waiting, and nothing's happening, and you're waiting. What are they doing? Is it coming? Is it not coming? Prince Charming? You know, so your breast is their reproductive organs, right? So like Elon Musk, if you're not using it, it's your body cancels it. So of course now I have this tumor that I need to get rid of, and I'm like, see, that's another waste of all this work, all this potential that's just being wasted because no one utilizes it. So crazy. So that's the second one. Then I want to give you an example. And then pneumonia. So the lungs, they're related to the emotion of sadness. Okay, so sadness, when I got divorced and I got betrayed, but so bad, I got harassed, aggressed, but not just by one person, by many persons. They wanted me dead. My husband, his co-workers, other people in Jacksonville, they didn't like what I was doing. You know, in America, they're very Christian. So if you start bringing esoteric knowledge and you're a little bit, you know, out of the box, oh my God, they wanted me dead. This entire city wanted me dead. I was harassed. I had like paper stuck on my door, like tree cutting services with like jigsaws on it. I had letters of threats in my mailbox and like shit like this for years, months. So I was like, I can't believe it. They even sent a fake babysitter, an undercover babysitter, to come in my house, stole some of my notebooks, some of my papers, went and took some pictures of my weed to blackmail me, which, whatever. It was horrible. I couldn't believe it. I was in such shock. I was like, I'm a good person. Like my husband at the time, he was acting up. Oh, my battery's bad. He was acting up. He would like invite people, like including girls, in my house. I went to an exhibition in Miami for a weekend. I come back, all my wine is gone. The pictures, our wedding pictures, are hidden in a drawer of a bedroom. I was like, why are you hiding our wedding pictures? Like, who was here? You know, I started investigating. Shit like made my life hell. Okay, so anyways, I'm not trying to go back to all this. It's over now. But just like I've always lived with integrity, I cannot stand it to be constantly judged for stuff that happened in the past when I've been a victim over and over and over of stupidity and ignorance and perverts, narcissist perverts, energy vampires. So I did what I had to do to protect myself and my family, you know? That's it. And and gladly there is justice, because then you see I'm here, I'm still fighting for my freedom. But I never gave up, man. You know, if I lose, I can tell you, wow, I never gave up. So I felt so betrayed and I was so sad, because when you get married, you never get married with the intention of divorcing. You know, you're married in your head, you're set for life. In your head, you're like, marriage is for life. You know, we'll always be together, we're always going to be happy. So the day you realize that this is not happening, is just your entire life and how you program yourself that is just broken apart, and the people that you trusted and that betray you and stuff like that. So I was so sad. I was pure sadness. And then I had a pneumonia, really bad, that I was like even starting coughing blood and everything. Like I was like that almost. And finally, yeah, I was sick in my bed, and I remember he would go party, leave me with the kid. I was like, I can't, I'm dying right now. You can't leave me with Esteban. He's like, you'll be all right. And he would go and stuff. That's the kind of stuff I had to deal with, you know? So you guys who are like, oh, you know, she's having it all. Yeah, that's normal that a dad provides for their kids. That's the minimum, okay? You make choices. Having kids is not just a 2-minute thing, okay? It's the minimal that you provide for your kids. So that's completely normal. I have absolutely no shame in what we accomplished. Now, he's broke because he's got a girlfriend that is taking advantage of him. And I'm happy for him. I think he found his twin flame, you know, and they're beautiful together. But stand up for yourself, bro. It's time that you pick your kids. Man up, you know. The chick is like saving up tons. And while he's broke here and freaking out and not spending time with his kids. What kind of person is that? What type of relationship? Okay, whatever. Not my business, but you're not gonna see your son until you fix your life. So look, my life, everything I've done, you know, I've supported businesses. I provided art for everyone. It's not that I'm bribing people. It's just that I need to go in 5 minutes. But, you know, they receive so many offers, so many demands, so many business contracts and stuff like that. You need to stand out. You know, when the package arrives and it's a big old package with paint and crystals and samples, magazine, writings, research, business proposals, a motivation letter with your resume, and a big painting with a nice frame, like super quality. Like you don't really see in pictures my painting, but when you see them in real life, you're like, okay, yeah, that's good stuff. So that's how you catch their attention, you know, and then you stand out, and then they're like, what? Who is that person? Okay, I'm gonna go check her out. It doesn't guarantee you're gonna do business, but that's how I build my network. Everybody in my network has my art. Everyone. I have maybe 50 paintings sent out like this. So trust me, I know what it is. The success tax, I know what it is. And I want compensation, by the way. I demand reparation. I'm sick of people looking away and telling like, no one's coming to save you. Fuck you. No one's coming to save you? Okay, wow. That's between you and God. you know. But I'm not like that. I'm always trying to save people. I take care of my animals. I save animals. You know, I go to the pet store. They're like, you want to donate $1 for charity animals? I was like, no, that's charity. Okay, I have 4 pets, like 3 pets. I have 3 pets and a giant dog that costs me like $400 a month, plus my cats that, you know, they're like me. They're somatic sickness. So as soon as there is something, so, you know, I need to give them, all my pets, I need to give them special food. I'm not giving them no cheap pebbles from the stuff. My pet budget is $600 to $700 a month. Plus today I'm about to go spend $500 at the vet to get all their vax and all their stuff checked up. So yeah, that's charity. I take care of people. I take care of my child. I'm a teacher. I worked day and night when there was, you know, when Trump came in calling all immigrants criminals. I went and I wrote to the governor, same. I was very aggressive. Why? Because if you don't stand out, you have to stand out, okay? Sometimes you stand out with beautiful things and art, and sometimes you have to shock them, like, Polish, what? She's calling me a Nazi? You know, and she's calling me out like that. And now they're looking, you know, what are they saying about me? Well, this, but then you make your demand, you show them better so we can have conversation. And I'm actually very admirative of Donald Trump because he's been doing that, you know, he's been listening, and I'm so grateful for that. And now he's not calling all immigrants criminals. Now he's saying there are some immigrants are criminals, which is true. This is unacceptable. I don't caution that either. Okay, but don't call all immigrants criminals, because those that I know and work with, they're amazing people. And working in a school, that's actually amazing, because you get to get them from the root when they're young, and you turn them into good people. I have one of my kids, he's trying to be a gangster, you know, so I always make fun of him. Like, he comes to school, I'm like, oh, you're in school today? Oh, you haven't been suspended for being a gangster? He's like, no, not today. I'm like, good boy, like, because they like the teenager, their thing. It's like, good girl, good boy. Like, they come to you, they're like, ma'am, can we, did you do that or whatever? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, good girl. I was like, oh, you want to play that game? All right. So he comes to school, like, oh, you're not suspended today, you're in school. He's like, yeah. I'm like, good boy. He's like, what the fuck? And you make them laugh, and then you putting humor into more dramatic situations, and it calms them down, you know. So I'm grateful for it. But the teachers, yes, of course they want teachers everywhere, but nobody wants to be a teacher because the pay. Oh yeah, you want to be a teacher, but you pay nothing. Or you paid good. Okay, I'm paid well. I'm not complaining. I'm paid well, but not enough to sustain myself with the quality of life that I want and deserve. For compared to the work that I'm providing, I'm not gonna say just for the school, because I'm not giving all my energy for the school, because I give all my other, you know, I give 80% of my energy, 70% of my energy to the school, but I also give 150% of my energy to my art business and to my social media and my politics and the network to change the world. I established communication with Russia. Привет, please, it's okay. I didn't win the Mandela Prize. It's okay. Please don't bomb America. Please do not bomb Ukraine again, just for their revenge. I appreciate your support. I will survive. It's okay. They're losing, okay? They don't want me, the UN. They're missing out. They will never find someone as committed and innocent and dedicated from all this world matter and politics and stuff than me. So maybe I'm young and maybe a lot of people don't take me seriously, but that's their vision, you know. I tried everything, so that's their loss, really. I don't even think, there's a lot of great people that could present better than me, or maybe speak better than me, or control the emotions better than me, you know, but I don't think they can find someone who cares more than me and who is able to provide. I have all my content is ready. That's the thing though. It's like I don't even have to create much now because everything is ready. I just have to send links and recycle stuff. And then I can focus on other new projects or actually implementing them. But it's okay, the Mandela Prize, it's the judges, the jury, is not the people that I usually deal with and call out on social media, so they don't know me, so they just arrived and they saw a chick who yells at everybody. They were like, oh, she's not what we're looking for. Okay, you can't see, but what can I do? I can only count on the people who we've been working with for a long time to have my back and say, okay, let's make it work. But you just can't force people, you know. Now I'm stopping. I'm not gonna knock on doors anymore. You knock on doors 2,000 times. I would even say knock the door twice. You know, if they don't want you, just go do something else. Don't waste your time. You have family, you have kids. Waste so much time doing all this. So I did that. I connected, you know, Elon Musk and SpaceX and the International Space Federation. I studied their research. They found, you know, I made this anti-gravity technology spacecraft equation, but I was missing a piece of the equation, which was the gravitational phase and the electromagnetic equation phase with all the fluctuations also. And they found it, so it's right here. So I've been tagging the International Space Federation for many years with that, and they provided the missing piece of the puzzle. So all we got to do now is implement it. So I did that. You know, I'm claiming my role. I did that. I created, they wanted me to create a book with everybody's in the network. I did that. I did it, 600 pages. I wrote a whole thesis about cultural symbols and modern leaders. Even though I don't agree with everything, because it's true, sometimes no one coming to save you. So if you're just waiting, you could die on your couch waiting. You know, I know they're right. It's not a reason to promote it. That's why teamwork is so important, because you have the guy on one side that's telling you no one is coming to save you, but you have the other on the other side that's saying, yes, but we're going to do this project to save you. You know, so it's teamwork. It's like good cop, bad cop. You know, you're a team cop, and you have the good cop and the bad cop, and you're a team. You have the one that scares everyone and wakes you up, like, oh shit, it's true, no one's coming. And you have the good one that's just like, but I'm coming to save you, okay? I'm the good one, so come over here and do the workshops. And sometimes you switch roles. We're shapeshifters, okay? That's what masters do. We're pluridisciplinary. So when one is down, you lift them up, and then you're the follower and the cheerleader, and the next week you're the leader. You can't always be the leader, or you're going to drain yourself out. But you can also be a follower, otherwise nobody's going to take you seriously. But you can't also constantly close the door at people and taking and squeezing the juice, you know, and taking and never giving anything back in return. Like I said, you know, God's watching, and yes. But anyways, I gotta go, guys. One more thing I wanted to talk that's very interesting about the healing and the sicknesses. What time is it? I really gotta go. Healing and the sicknesses. My dad, he always had arthritis in his knees and his feet, his ankles and his knees. He couldn't walk, to the point that he couldn't walk. He was paralyzed. And why is that? Like my dad is very sporty. He's a very sporty guy. He cycles, you know, on his bicycles. He goes and he rides the mountains, like the Alps. He's there. He could go on. He would leave from Nice in the morning. He would go all the way to the Col de Vence, go all around, come back to Nice, like stuff that not average humans can do that. Like very high, you know, training and stuff like that. He would do that every weekend on his bike and everything. So of course you get some pain there. But cycles, he's really good at cycling. And cycles, however, my dad is very nervous. He gets angry very easily, just like me. And he there is a lot of transgenerational trauma in my family. Repeating the cycles. My dad, my grandma was divorced with a single boy, my dad, and I'm very close to my grandma. I look a lot like her, except that she's a lot nicer than me, but too nice is not good either, because people step on you, and you're scared of everything. I have the good side of, I'm really nice and empathetic and compassionate, but at the same time I have decided, don't fuck with me, because I get mad, so maybe too much sometimes, but you need a little bit of both. And now I'm repeating her exact cycle, like get divorced and with a single boy, and so I'm trying to break the cycles. I want to expand my life more than my family cycle. That's why I left really far. I came to America to chase the American dream. But is the American dream chasing me? So why did he always have these? So he was good, with the cycle, but my dad was terrified to walk through life. He was terrified to walk through life. He had the same job all his life that he hated. And he's a guitarist. He's a very good guitar player, very good. He did this since his childhood. He does concerts and everything, but he hates to talk to people. He hates to socialize. He's very, very rude with people. Probably less now. I don't know. I haven't seen him in 5 years, but he's got a girlfriend that looks really nice, so that helps also. But he would never go to a restaurant to promote himself, for a concert. He would never go and call on people to be like, hey, are you looking for musicians? It's like, never. Hate it. Like, he was scared to put himself out there, which is a shame, because so much talented missed. And so I told him, you're not walking because you're scared to walk through life. You're scared to put yourself out there. For the music, it's your passion. His passion, the music, he wanted to be a musician. He wants to live off of his concerts. And I was like, but you're scared to put yourself out there. So people are missing out, and you're missing out. And now, because you've been scared to walk through your passion, then now your bodies can't walk you. So that's all like this. So I hope that all these stories from different people help you maybe make better decisions and give you the push, to take action and to make better decisions, and also to understand where your stuff comes from, because the sickness can come from a day to another, and it can go away from a day to another. So I think that from the day that you know where it comes from, and then you're starting to change the process, and we'll heal. This is the Tumi, by the way. This is the Inca god of medicine, with the white stone of Machu Picchu. And this is my beautiful dress that I would have been wearing. See, if I had already bought my dress for the Mandela Prize. So that's it. You get to see it today, since I'm not going to be there. I will be wearing this in France in the summer. It's so beautiful. And I gotta go. So I'm in deep admiration for Elon Musk. I don't know what's going on. I believe we can make it happen. Kim is so beautiful. I'm open to pursuing happiness with you guys. But once again, I'm done chasing. It's time for happiness to chase me, because, man, I worked for it so much. I did all this, and I can only go so far. You guys have the leverage, the money, the people, you have everything. So you go ahead and be happy and have a great day. And I'll be here working on my next step, which I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Guys, so much potential wasted. I have 2 oracles waiting to be published. I have the Colors of Nature Kids or Children Oracle, completely ready, finalized, ready to be published. I have my encyclopedia completely ready, finalized, ready to be published. A couple of edits, but really quick. I have my Music of the Earth, maybe that would be Whisper of the Earth, Mandala Oracle, that is almost ready to be published. I have all my team buildings, trainings ready to be implemented. I have hundreds, thousands of videos on my website, on my masterminds and stuff like that, ready to help people out to understand the world of energies and, you know, be more creative with art and everything. But so much you know, treasure wasted. So I hope that Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they mean it. You know, they have the key to the next era, the golden age. So I would be honored and so excited and thrilled to be a part of it. Just get on my website and see and follow me, and you're not gonna be disappointed. You know, I'm the most loving, passionate person ever. But if you keep, you know, it's like a candle, like Elon Musk say, we're just a tiny candle in the entire universe, like humanity, and it's the same. It's so easy. You know, you work so hard to find that spark and to keep bringing it back. But if people never take advantage of it, it's culture is just gonna die. Culture cancellation is a real thing. We have so many in Arlington right now. There's so many empty locations, like for businesses, they shut down because people go to Walmart. You know, people go to the big thing, Amazon. That's great. I love Amazon. That's all I do is Amazon. But if I had a ton of little shops and stuff, so I'm not gonna open a shop. I'm not gonna risk another of my hardly earned, saved money to go to a business where people not really buy anymore. You know, people, we have families to feed. So you invest, so the masterminds, all of that, that's cool. Yeah, you're doing trainings for abundance. Okay, well, when are you returning the abundance? When are you investing? I invested in all of you guys. I invested into the mastermind trainings. I invested in Forbidden Knowledge. I invested to their events. I went there. I invested. I went to New York City, even though they left me at the door. I understand there's protocols and stuff like that. I invested into all that. I went to SpaceX 3 times to see a launch, which I never saw. I invested, you know, into all of you guys. And now I demand reparation. This is unacceptable, what has been done to me and my family, because now we're all struggling. I'm getting sick because of all this anxiety that's been put through and the lack of, you know, unused potential. And who invested in me? Nobody, zero. The only person who has given me a chance is my boss and the school where I work at. So even though, like I always say, I'm not passionate about being a teacher, but I'm always so grateful. And of course, you have a consciousness. You're in front of the kids. Every kid, I look at them like they're my own kids. I'm like, what would I want a teacher to do if my kid was in this class? You know, I want them to learn something. It's urgent. When mostly with the ESOL, that was very, very important mission because they're here, they needed to learn English. So I was very, very, very good with this class. We learned a lot. Now we'll see next year, they want me to be the Spanish teacher. So I'll try to show them pictures of my travels and stuff to show them, you know, the interest of going to, I need to go. Shit. Okay. So that's it, guys. All right. So have a good day, good weekend. This is a call to action. I want reparation. I want my happiness. I deserve it. I worked for it. I paid my success tax. You all benefited from it, and you just looked away or take your sweet time when it was the moment to act and serve me back. Nobody did that. That's unacceptable. I'm so frustrated, but I'm done being frustrated. Now I'm here to enjoy my life.